All right. What am I doing? I don't really know. Uh, uh, uh. Delete that. All right, now I can close this. All right, so, uh, let's see. So, what am I doing? I want to know, uh, the rakeback hourly on this is what? It's 37.5, and then so it's 225. Yeah. So it's 225. So 52 divided by 225. 225 divided by 52 equals 4.3. Is that everything? That is everything. Call it 4.3. That'll be the rakeback hourly. So 3 tables would be, what would you get on 3 tables? Because 4 is not possible. So you'd do how much? Over the same amount of hours, or roughly the same amount. For 52 hours. And in 3 tables, you would do 14 divided by 4 times 3. 10.5. So, what would we do on 3? 10.5 per hour. We would do probably that once, so 37.5. And 75. How many hours would it take to do both two of those? So 375 times divided by 2 plus 375 equals divided by 10.5. So that's about the same, about 53 hours to get that, and you would get a total of 75 plus 75. You get about $150 a week average. So, and we'll divide that by, so 2.8, we'll call it. There. And 2 tables you can only do once, so we know that. So that's easy to figure out. It's like exactly half of this one. So 430 divided by 2 is 215. So 2.15. Now that we know that, what is the playing hourly? The playing hourly. 2, 3, 4. We know what it is on 4 tables. It is, let's just say 1.5 times 0.25 times 9. Plus 4.30 equals 767. Oh boy. there, and we don't know these. So 767. So how do you get to that? So let's say we get to 4 big blinds on 2 tables. That would be 4.25 equals times 5. That would be 5 plus 2.15. You're still not there. So a 4 big blind win rate on 2 tables is still not enough to overcome the 4 table hourly. How about 6? That would do it. Plus 2.15. That would, yeah, so it's less, about 5. A little bit less. It's like 5.1. Actually, 5 might do it. Yeah. So 5 will do it. 4 won't do it. Plus 2.15. So that's more. How about 4.25? That doesn't quite get you there. So you got to be at like 4.3. Yeah. You need like 4.4. 4.4. I just don't know. That's the problem. Anyway, we're gonna do the leaderboards now because it's that time. It is that time. We'll do the 5 and L first, or should I do the 6? Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll do 5 first. Get this one out of the way. Oh, we did that twice in a row. Hotkey's not on. All right, there we go. What do we do on river here? Do we block? Do we go bigger? I think we'll do this. Get an all in over here for 16 blinds. Get our points thing up. find this very unsettling. Not knowing what to be doing. Unsettled. On the bright side of things, the tea is excellent. That's a consolation. Checking the ace turn. Going for the check raise. £1,046 in our first go. Not the best. Man, I think up here we got a fold first pot. I just don't think we have much choice. Down here we got this. Down here we got that. Dude's just ripping it. All right. Ace 10 offsuit. Let's see how long it takes to lose one of these. It's not going to be this time. Yeah, I think that pot size, maybe that's too nitty. But man, you got no pair. You got the queen of spades, so third nut draw. And that just doesn't seem like a very pleasant situation to be in, really. Third nut draw, no pair, no showdown value, pot size bet with no real implied odds. I mean, in my mind, that lands on a fold. In my mind. I'm worried about folding too much, so maybe that's just like a super turbo easy fold, which I think it is. But I'm worried that I'm over folding as it is. But something you have to keep in mind is a lot of these lines don't exist. Like that's not really a thing, per se. We could 4-bet this up here, or we could call. Roll a 41. We'll call. Goes with a super small bet, which I don't think is correct on this board texture, but we're going to call anyway. I can't see ace queen bluffing here. River. Problem is, like, I think he just has ace high himself a lot. That's sort of the problem. Like ace king, ace jack, something like that. What did he have? He had ace jack. Oh. I don't know how big I can go against those hands and get them to call, but we're not going to fold here. This is another donk lead scenario. Turn. Yep, fold turn. So yeah, the replayer just automatically shows up. Nice. Queen deuce down here. What do we do on this board? I think we can bet sometimes, check sometimes. Check this time. Probably should just be betting, to be honest, against these people. Down here, I'm going to check fold this time. Down here, I'm just going to barrel with our nut draw. I mean, we ain't got to get too fancy. I think I'm too fancy anyway, for the stakes I'm playing. Trying to be balanced and everything is not. Uh, can't get it out of my mind though. Uh, hmm. We ever just to get shoved this for this stack depth? Man. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Whether it's right or wrong. 'Cause this guy might just call it off with ace queen or something. Down here against this guy, the communist. Where's he from? Ukraine. Oh, lovely. And you wonder why these places are doing poorly. Communism has treated them well. Latin America, South America, Central America, Cuba, Russia. Pretty much everywhere, China, pretty much everywhere communism goes, hell follows. Or it's just coincidence, and all these people are right. Down here, I think we just bet again. I worry about everything? Yes. Correct. $1,300 that time. Five four suited down here. I'm just gonna do the small bet. I think that's all right. Same up here. Just gonna start betting these spots more. We'll go half on this one. Down here, we 3-bet. Could also go half here as well, I think. Up here, we'll go something like that. This is a limp pot that got checked down. Queen 10 over here with no spades. We roll a 99. But that's all right. I'm going to bet anyway this time. Just have a feeling this is going to be a relatively unprotected range. So I'll check on the king though. Down here I planned on bluffing, but I think I'm just going to give up on this river. The Jack River will give up. This board, did we get to like half pot? I think so. We'll do that. Gonna run into aces sometimes still, I think, but not gonna check kings. Just gonna rip it in. Once we go half pot on flop, I don't think we use smaller sizes, like 1/3 and all that. Donk lead down here. We could raise, we could call. I think I like raising this one. We'll go kind of mid-size. Another donk lead over here with no heart. Down here we actually get bet, 3-bet. Alright. This spot. I kind of want to just fold. Well, I'm going to. The hell with it. It's just not going to find the bluffs. Let's face it. The bluffs won't be there. Going with super small down here. With the 10-4 in a 3-bet pot. Oh, it works. Works. Over here we got jacks getting raised. And we'll fold. Jacks with the club can't be that great from those positions in a spot where he will have ace king. Potentially slow played aces every set. Except the kings maybe, but maybe even the kings. Calling with sixes here this time. May or may not be good, but we call sometimes. Half pot flop, easy call with 6 diamonds. And we're done the 5-L one just like that. We're not going to get on the board for any place today, but that's alright. That's alright, I'm just going to fold sixes now. Call it quits there. 5-L done. It takes about 15 minutes per each stake, so Yeah, the 5 and L, like, it's probably not worth the time, but it's 15 minutes, so I'm gonna do it for a month. I'm gonna do it for 30 days. I initially said 15, but I'm gonna do it for at least 30, and then because it is 15 minutes, it's not a big deal. Ace King sometimes flats here at a reasonable clip. Do we ever check raise? Yes, probably. We roll a 20, so let's do it. Turn. I think we just go normal size. I don't think we overbet on the king. I don't know. So 10 and L now. Yeah, it's 15. So if you do it for 30 days, 15 minutes a day, that's basically 30 divided by basically 4. So just over 8 hours a month you would end up playing at 5 and L, so it's not really a big deal. Go half pot up here with the king queen. Jack 10 is going to 3-bet sometimes. Jack 9, I mean. Go small on this board with the Jack 9. So blocking Ace Jack is a thing from these positions. Even blocking Ace 9 suited. Unblocking all floats, basically. So this is, I feel like this is either a give up now or potentially a 3-street hand. One of the two. I'm going to give up now on an 82 roll. I mean, I'm going to have a lot of garbage here, really. But Jack 9 does have decent blockers for, just like, you know, bet turn, rip river. But you got probably got zero fold equity over an ace of any kind. So, you know, I can see it sometimes maybe, but probably not that often. Definitely not 80 something percent of the time. Ace 10. I'll just do this. Probably roll the check, but I'm trying to start higher frequency betting in these spots, so turn. Yeah, just do this. Snap call. We're gonna give up. River. Check call. Float any two cards. Make a pair. Even when you're crushed, even when you're drawn to that 3-outer. Overclocking it there if you're betting ace 10 on turn, I think, but not when the gut shot comes in, probably. Probably do some bet in there with ace 10. I mean, if he's peeling jack 10, he should have a lot of nothing. So this dude leads on the king. Nothing we're going to do with ace jack for pot. Seems like every streamer I watch just doesn't get into these situations, these predicaments. Like, they don't have to deal with the constant I mean, they do, but they don't have to deal with the donking and the just nonsense lines, I guess. And then not nearly as many multi-way pots either. We do have an open-ended straight flush draw here, though, which we'll do that. And we hit the straight flush. Well, we're probably not going to lose this hand. And since I'm unblocking so many of the flushes, like the big ones, and unblocking the ace of hearts, I think I'm just going to go for the raise on turn. This has to be the ideal combo to raise. Unblocking all the, single heart, ace highs and whatnot. Unblocking all the sets. Jam on river. We get the fold. Over here is a 3-bet pot. Gonna call half pot. Turn jack is a little bit interesting. Do we block river or do we bet a more normal size? I mean, it is a blind on blind situation. I'm gonna go like that. We do lose to ace king, but that's pretty much it. Blind on blind, you should have more than ace king. You should have ace 10 suited, bunch of ace x's. But he will play ace king this way as well, so. Meanwhile, down here, we have this. I'm going to bet again. We got a fold up here, unfortunately. Pocket tens, we face another donk lead. Just fold. You face more unorthodox lines at these stakes. 25-0, 10-0, 16-0, and whatnot. Obviously. A lot more not knowing what's going on against really wide ranges. It's, tough. Three betting aces though. Down here with ace jack, we just checked it down more or less. No bluff. All right. What did he have for no bluff? Jack 10 offsuit. That's what he had. I would have called river though, so it's a good no bluff that time, I suppose. This could be the third day in a row where we don't make any leaderboards. Another multi-way pot up here. This one. Do we want to start bluffing here? I don't know. Down here we bet flop, bet turn. I guess I'm giving up on river with this hand. I don't know. Down here I'm just going to hit the call button. Here we'll 4-bet the ace king. We get 4-bet over here. Ace jack suited, I think. We're just going to fold still from these positions. Looks aggressive, but the sample is just too small. I don't think ace jack is, I mean, maybe theoretically it calls, but that would mean he has to be theoretically 4-betting a correct range or over 4-betting, and I just don't have the, I certainly don't have a reason to believe that someone at 10 and L is 3-betting a correct or 4-betting a correct range, so I don't have to, yeah, I don't have to assume that. The only thing left is, can I assume he's overdoing it? And I don't think I have a real solid reason to think that either. So we fold. Pretty terrible turn here with the jack 9. And we'll go for the river. We'll go for the river bet. Up here, we're referring to. Don't know if king 9 ever 3-bets here. I can't remember, but we'll do it this time. How bad can it be? Can't be that bad, right? Probably should 3-bet this more versus 3x open, in all honesty. This one over here, but turn. Let's do that. Face a raise. The river's kind of weird because I expect I expect now if he has, say, something like ace queen with the ace of spades, I kind of expect him to give up with that. Like I expect him to check. So yeah, just gonna fold. We'll fold. Life against the nuts. It's tough existence. Ace king, no bueno down here. Just gonna give up. We can do this sometimes here with a6, I believe, over here. Assuming this is a wide range at least. Down here we got this. Here we got this. I mean, this is kind of a disaster if the button doesn't fold, but it's not so bad once we get it, you know, once we get to this point, it's not so bad. So we'll go with half pot on flop this time. Queen 10 of hearts. Well, I guess losing it once is fair, right? No, we didn't lose it once. All right. All right. All right. Down here. I guess there's nothing we can do with Queen 10. I mean, we could raise turn sometimes, but I feel like we got better hands to do that with than Queen 10 maybe. I should have bet flop. That's the 4-table. That's the 4-table issue there. Didn't even realize I was in that hand with things happen on other tables, so. Not the end of the world. Check and flop is going to be a thing sometimes anyway, but I think it's going to be way better to bet. People are check folding a bunch more than they're supposed to, I think. So, but not the end of the world. A7 down here. Do we just bet fold this and expect to not get bluffed enough? Or do we have some checks here? Because we do also run into some ace-x of hearts we're behind. We run into king 10. We run into ace jack, ace 5, possibly even ace queen. Let's check. Queen should be a good card because I should have some queens. I don't think there's any value here though, right? No value to be had. Pocket threes. Bit wider than you'd expect. Bit wider than you'd expect. Pocket threes check call there is pretty that's pretty hilarious. So nothing on the 10-0 leaderboard today. We're in 800, 900th place. Finishing in the bottom percentile of all these. I do see a lot of the same players winning them though, like in the top 5. You see this same players over and over some days. So yeah, like this one guy here, this guy here is doing well. If you look at them, I mean, he won it yesterday. Won the 15L one yesterday. This guy's always near the top somehow too. And today he's second place in the same leaderboard. And in the 10-L one, he wasn't he somewhere? Maybe not. Maybe it was the 5-L one. He was, yeah, there he is there, top 4 in the 5-L one. A bit 25-L, nowhere to be seen. 25-L. Maybe he hasn't played it yet though. I don't know. He plays at night sometimes. But he's been doing well. This isn't the first day either. He's done well in the. There he is there. 1,500 points. 16-L. 25-L completed. He's nowhere to be. Oh, there he is there. Yep. Top 8 for another 30. 5-L, he's nowhere to be seen really. 10-L yesterday. He's nowhere to be seen. So you can have a good, you can kind of have a hot. I don't think he does the 100-L. I don't believe. So you can have a hot run at some point. That guy is. Oh, lots of folding. Lots of folding. No bluff catching. Not much bluff catching going on. Gotta remember that. Not much bluff into fish. 16 and L next, though. Before this runs out of players, which it's going to pretty soon, so... what the hell do you do here? Against the min 3-bet. I have no idea with 10s what you do. I'll call, I guess. I have no idea. No idea. Peel flop. Turn to 10. I mean, this is nonsense, this whole hand, so we can just go big. Whole hand is nonsense. Nonsensical. Another nonsensical hand up here. Just gonna fold the pot. Could lead here potentially, but I don't know. Multi-way. Probably not lead with a 5, I don't think. Not gonna check raise either with when he bets into 2 players. Yeah, the ace shouldn't be the greatest card on earth for him, just because he shouldn't have that much ace high that bets flop. Now I don't expect to ever win, but at the same time, like, I don't really think we bluff this. I don't think, given we're gonna peel flop with stuff like Jack 10, 9, 10, might not always check raise those. So go for the cold 4-bet over here. And we'll fold to the cold 5-bet. You don't see that too often. Cold 5-bet. Squeeze down here with the ace 10 this time. Honestly, pocket 5s, I guess we call, but it's not like a... I wouldn't be super excited about it, really, for 3x open versus a half stack. This over here, I think I would lead or bet versus the missy bet with something like ace 5 with the ace of hearts more than this type of hand. And I would lead this one if it were like king 6 5 or king 6 7, something like that, more so. So we're going to want to have some aces in our range when we bet and the turn comes an ace or the river comes an ace or whatever. Don't want to always bet and just never have an ace when it comes, so Not that it will really matter that much in these games, but yeah. Surely we must check this board sometimes with something. This seems like a good something to check. One of those turns we could have done without. Let's check. Face a bet. We're going to call with the Jack of Spades. That didn't quite pan out the way I was hoping. Guess we fold. Not many bad cards for King Jack when you have the spade. Ace of Hearts, Ace of Diamonds, Ace of Clubs. There's only about 3 that are really bad. In the deck of... It probably has 17 aces in it, for all I know. Got pocket pairs on all tables. We'll go small with the kings. Pocket nines, 92. We might just fold this, actually. Pocket eights. We'll go bet. Kings down here. I'm gonna check turn. Not a very favorable turn card up here. We'll check. Not a very favorable river card. I mean, nothing would have changed the outcome of that hand. He would have called turn with ace, queen, river, and ace. It wouldn't have mattered. Here we bet. The limper. Calls flop. We're going to check turn. Kind of sucks. I mean, what bluffs does he have here? In reality, like in actual reality, what are we facing here? Where's this size? All right. Just let the fish win all the pots. Why not? Trying to think of like what I'm gonna have there. Doesn't really matter. It's just what is he gonna have, and it's just hard to have nothing on the queen turn. He'd have to be betting something like. He'd have to be betting the flop with some sort of 10x, or betting the turn rather. He'd have to peel a 10x, then bet it on the queen turn. I'm not sure how likely that is to actually happen, but and a half pot anyway with our set. Get a fold, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Go for the 3-bet down here, I guess. King Jack on this board. This is one of these where we're looking to bet more than what I have been. Here with King 9 of diamonds, I guess we start with a call. Call again. Pretty bad river. but not this time. Here we get this guy min 3-betting again. Goes for the pot size bet. We're going to peel pot size and fold turn. I think I'd rather have 6s than 8s here, I believe. So, and here we do have trips. We're getting raised. We're going to call. And he's just got nothing most of the time. Either that or he's got pocket 3s, one of the two, but mostly nothing. Jack Queen. Yep. Promptly gives up. Promptly gives up. He's just never going to have it there. He's just going to have what he had. Well, the little fella must be oh, he's on the live stream tonight. That's right. Forgot about that. I'm gonna 3-bet this instead of call this time. Over here we're talking about. Once you get up into this realm of open size, it doesn't really, we don't want to be flattened that big. Ace King, we get this flop. We'll do that this time. Jack turn. I mean, yeah. Six of diamonds, river. We don't have that much 5x. Is he going to fold a hand like 8-9 suited here? Is he going to fold a hand like Jack 10? Is he going to fold a hand like pocket 6s? Is he going to fold a hand like Ace 7? Probably not. And he just has Ace Queen anyway, so. Alright. Check and turn. Oh, no 4 straight for you. No 4 straight for you. The queen is actually pretty bad as well. Problem is, yeah. That is a problem. You could just have Ace Jack. That's the problem. Ace 10, King Jack, Jack 10. If the queen is bad, then he must have all the other ones too. And it's block size. I don't, yeah. And we unblock all those. 6s is a better call than, say, Ace Queen. I go, well, actually, no, that's not true. Ace Queen is top pair. So we're probably not calling that. We'd be raising that. But Ace King, let's say. 6s is probably better than Ace King for that. So that we potentially block some value, blocking 6s, and unblock all the ace highs, I guess. Over here, we got this. Kind of sucks, not gonna lie. No hands on him, but yeah, just put it in. People do 4-bet ace king, they do 4-bet queens sometimes I've seen, so jacks, that's unusual, but lose them both. The fuck else is new? What else is new? What else is new? King 9, pipped, pipped. I think jacks is going to be a losing play from him there. I think. Against the pool anyway, I'm talking. Can't 4-bet call off jacks there and win, I don't think. I mean, he ran into best case scenario. But I guess if you're going to win both flips, you can do it. You win them both. Run kings into aces over here. Not ideal. Oh well, at least it took till the last one. At least it took half hour for this stuff to... At least it took half hour for this stuff to happen. Have these guys play for 4 or 5 hours and not see that stuff. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. Another one over here looks like. Queens versus kings. Very nice. And just like that, it's a flurry of getting fucked in the ass. Just like that. It's just the way it works. This is the way it works. You get ace king in against jacks, and you get queens in against kings. That's just the way it is. I don't know why it's that way. It's just that way. I've never had queens all in against jacks before. I don't think. Oh well, my choice to play here, so my fault. My fault. My fault. I'll take the blame. I don't see how we're ever going to get out of one big blind land, though. Like this. Just don't see it. I just don't see it. I mean, I played, what, 800 hands? Something like that. Ends over here. I guess I'm just going to shove flop. Do that. Can I say rigged? Yeah, maybe it is. I don't know. Okay, I know I can't get through. I know I can't get through 700 hands without some disasters happening. It's the way it is. I do know that, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, variance does work that way. You're gonna have some rough times with the old variance. It's true, but you think you'd have some variance the other way. Like, even when I run good, I don't run good. I'm telling you. Like, I won 10 buy-ins the other night and lost. Could have easily won like 25 buy-ins in that session. Easily. Just lost tons of pots that you know, just tons of them. At least, yeah, well, let's say 20 buy-ins, not 25. But it could have easily been double. Easily. But, you know, that's the way it goes. I don't know. I don't have the answers. All right. So after that quick succession of losses, I guess we had 3 all-ins and lost them all at 16-0. Ace King versus Jacks. We lost twice, run it twice, and then Kings versus Aces, then Queens versus Kings, blind on blind. Nothing you can do about that. Nothing you can do about that. Absolutely nothing. We'll make this like that, I guess. No leaderboard caches either. all unavoidable spots. No bluffs that got caught by random 2 cards, just all setups. Nothing you can do. This is going to be an hour. I don't even need that. It takes 15 minutes per stake, and this will be 4 of them, so we don't need that. 9s will call. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm literally going to have to plan on winning 1 big blind. That's going to have to be my... yeah. Gonna have to plan on that. Diamond River here is not the best, especially when the wheel aces come in, but the wheel aces should see bet a bit. Really, there's nothing to get value from now when the diamond comes. Ace high maybe calls, block size. He had ace high. Yep. So yeah, we'll plan on 1 big blind and work our hours around that, I guess, even if it's miserable. Gonna have to. And if we get more, it's a bonus. If we don't, then we don't. King, queen, we check. I'll run the numbers after this, after we finish this leaderboard and see. It's bad turn. There are no bad turns except an ace. King's fine. Ace is pretty comical. Pretty comical. I mean, the 9's hand, that was the worst river in the deck. This one's worst river in the deck. It's just fucking non-stop, man. On top of all the other stuff. It's just brutal. Can't even get fucking started. That's the problem. I think ace queen's probably a call, but I'm going to 3-bet it. I don't care. And we'll go small down here with the ace king. Down here. Yep, bet again. Min raised, we fold. Should be a good spot though for people who have 100% of pocket pairs. That's going to be tough, but someday they might not have it. You never know. The problem I've got isn't going to be fixed by 2 tables. I gotta get that out of my head now. I will play a little better on 2 tables, but the problem I've got is not really the way I'm playing issue. Maybe tilt issues, but bet the queen 10 down here. Bet again. Up here. This is a 3-bet pot. So what's a bad turn here? Like jack would be pretty bad. 7s or 6 is not too bad. Bet again, unless we're already beat, then it's pretty bad. But it's fine. Ace 10 down here. Yeah, I think without the diamond, we're not gonna be betting turn. No diamonds. Do we want to bet river with ace 10? I mean, I'll have something like ace 5 of clubs. Some of those hands that can bluff. I don't think I'm bluffing ace 10 here. He just had a set. With the 9 of diamonds. Min 3-bet, we're not going to fold eights. I mean, the price is too good down here to fold, I think. But we miss. Do we get to bet this? These runoffs are... This one's pretty good, actually. This river, though, is pretty terrible. Don't like that one. Don't like that one. Somehow he has a worse hand there. I think the bet size kind of indicates something like that, but I don't know. Up here, we'll call this time. Well, actually, we're going to fold this sometimes, but I'm going to call this time. We ever raise jacks here? I don't know. Maybe. We'll call. Queen 10. Jacks with the jack of diamonds. I guess I fold. Ten's not great. 10 just gives him a lot of barrel opportunities, and we can't do anything about it. So, yep. I mean, just insanity. I will fold. Fold him with the king of diamonds there, I guess. Shouldn't have logged in. What do you do here with ace queen? I'm gonna do this. Probably get shoved on or something. Nope, get a fold this time. No pair with ace king again. I guess we'll start with a bet though. That turn. That turn. I'm gonna check. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. Nothing you can do. But anyway, we gotta get over the fact that one big blind is what it is. That's what it is. So we gotta just plan for that. That's all. If it's gonna take. I know I said I don't want to do like 50 hours a week, but that's what it's gonna take if we want to. Gonna have to. Gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna do that. But and we know one big blind comes with a lot of losing. We know that. So we'll plan for our one big blind and play the hours necessary to make something in a run of 28 days. That's what I'm going to do. Starting next week anyway, when the thing resets. This week we won't be. Fives maybe bet sometimes. We'll check. Ace turn. Supposed to be a good one for me, but they don't care. Just lead on the ace. Yeah, I'm giving up on the way I think. I'm giving up on it. Giving up on it. I'm just gonna plan for the one big blind and play around that. That's the way I gotta do it. That's how I must proceed. So I will proceed that way. And eventually, someday, that means live poker, I think. Eventually. It might take a long fucking time, but... eventually. $25 done. Nothing again today on any leaderboards. All of them zeros. 3 days in a row. No min cashes. Nothing. Yep. 3 days in a row. I'm gonna check raise over here. Yeah, that was 1 hour there. See how many hands I played in that 1 hour. That's be an interesting, how many hands I played today. That was 924 hands. We lost $39. It's no big deal, I guess. It's just the way you lose it. It's pretty brutal. And that was about 1 hour of play. So we get 924 hands an hour. So I think we can make our calculation based on 900 an hour and be safe. So we'll do that. So it's going to be a lot of... I'm going to have to put up with the misery and base everything around one big blind per 100 hands. All of my projections and profit, all profit projections will be based on one big blind, because that's all I can get. So we'll do that, specifically at 25 an L. Maybe at other stakes I'll get more or less. But we'll base it off of one big blind anyway. So that means it's gonna take, gotta pay $7.50 a week in rake. That's gonna be an absolute fucking nightmare, but maybe I can wind my way through it. Maybe. And this will start on Sunday. You can't miss any days. This is 7 days a week for life until we're done. So $7.50. We pay about $14 an hour, so it's 53 hours a week. Oh my god. 7.5 hours a day, every single day. Holy fudge sickles. It might be a little bit less than that. It might be. 14 times 5 is 70. It might be a little bit. It might be 53. It might be 7.5 might get it. But I'm going to base it on what the numbers are. So 750 divided by 14 equals 53.57 divided by 7 days, 7.65 hours per day. So we'll call it 60 times 0.66 equals 7 hours and 40 minutes a day. That's what I'm going to have to do based on one big blind. And I'll get $225 a week in rake back. Do the challenge twice, $225 per week. That leaderboard doesn't even matter. That'll be whatever it is. Don't care. That'll be, I'm not even going to factor that in because you don't know how to, you can't really factor that in. So not even going to count that. That'll just be bonus. So it's going to be over 8 hours including that. So, yep. So, and then if you play 7 hours and 40 minutes, that would be 900 times 7.66 equals 6,894 hands per day. So that means, so 68.94, so we'll call it 689 or 68.9. So that would mean 0.25 times 68.9, right? Yep. You'll make $17 a day on average playing. Times 7. $120 a week actually playing, plus the $225 you get. It's $345 per week. For a shit ton of hours. An obscene amount of hours, really. On average. Some weeks you're going to lose, though. Some weeks you're going to lose. But that's assuming one big blind, which is what I have to play for, because that's what my my long-term win rate has been. So that's what you're looking at times 4. That's $1,382 a month, US, which is what in Canadian? It's actually not, it's still minimum wage territory. Not for that many hours, but so I don't care about the hourly. The hourlies, I don't care what it is. It doesn't really matter. Actually, I'll use the stars thing to figure that out. That will be better, because stars is slightly different from the Google one. So we'll see what 1382 works out to be on average. 1382. Manage currencies. Convert currencies. Canadian. Oh, USD to Canadian dollars. 1382. That is $1,900 in a month. That is at one big blind. That's what you're looking at. Which is not, I can build a bankroll eventually on that. I'm only spending like, I don't know, maybe $600, $700 a month right now. When you're splitting everything 3 ways, it's not very much for everything. And I could probably get by on less, honestly. So I can save, I can put $1,000 a month towards the bankroll, the live roll, probably. So really, when you think about it, it's just the pain and suffering of playing. But the even worse, worst case scenario is still not that bad. It's peanuts, I know, but we're playing peanut stakes. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna have to play 7 hours and 40 minutes a day, every single day, until I'm playing live. It would be easier if I could maintain a schedule. But man, I'm really bad at that. I take random breaks all the time. Oh man, not good. But it is what it is. That's what has to be done. So we can do we can do almost $500 a week Canadian, barely winning, doing what we're doing now, just from doing the hours. The problem with that is it's not a linear thing. That's that's where we're going to struggle. Is I'm going to have a week where I put in all this time, and it's going to be after rake back. I'm going to be losing that week, and then I'm going to say, man, I'm wasting my time. Why am I doing this? But that's what has to happen. You're going to have to stick to that and do it. Got no other choice. It's going to take me all day to do it. Every day, all day. It's going to be poker. It's going to be. That's all it's going to be. This fantasy of once you're done with poker for the day, you're done. That not something that's not gonna be able to do it that way. It's gonna take me a long time to get through the hours, but that's planning for one big blind, so it can be done. It's not like it can't be done. It's just a matter of sitting here and doing it without losing your mind. That's the hard part. So, and that should be theoretically worst case scenario long term for me. That should be the worst case scenario long term for me. The hourly is horrendous. I realize that. It's a horrendous hourly. But that's where we are right now. So, but it can be done. We can stash away $1,000 a month average over the long, like infinity. It might be less than that in practice, but putting those hours in, we'd be able to save that much every month. And I don't need that much to go live anyway. So I don't have time for baby steps. I just ain't got the time. But I'm trying to think about it differently. Like, this is all based on me being a one big blind winner, which I didn't want to accept before, but I'm going to accept it now and just take it for what it is. It is what it is. One big blind. And that's it. So, well, I probably need that many hours now to do the challenge anyway, because we're a bit behind. So, but, I gotta do that many hours. Have to do it. The problem is, though, this is where we run into issues, is figuring out how to do this from a practical standpoint, where I can accept the fact that it's not much money. I can deal with that. But if you got every day, Monday through Sunday, every day, and you have to do 7 hours and 40 minutes every single day, every day. There's no days off. It has to be every day. The problem I run into is I get kind of sad thinking that, let's say you start at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. There you go. Now, if you were to just count up from 9 a.m., you got 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4:40. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, you're done by 20 minutes to play, but it doesn't work that way. I can't play 7 hours and 40 minutes straight. So if you factor in that, so it'd be 3 hours. What is what is that? That is 3 hours and what is that exactly? 60 times 0.33 is 20 minutes, right? So, yeah. So that'd be 3 hours and 50 minutes per session, 2 a day. 3 hours and 50 minutes. So basically 4 hours. 4 hours each session, basically. So you could do 4 and like 3:40, whatever. Yeah, so 4 hours and then 3 hours and 40 minutes, something like that, if you did it in 2 sessions. So if you start at 9, theoretically, hypothetically, whatever, 9, and you played 10, 11, 12, 1 with one break every hour. 10, 11, 12, 1, that would be your 4 hours. There'd be 3 breaks in there. So you'd play until 1:15, and that's your 4 hours done. And then say you started again at, I don't know, if you took a lunch break, then until 45 minutes, let's say, or even an hour. We'll say it's an hour. You got 2:15 start, and you got 3 hours and what did I say? 3 hours and 40 minutes left to play. So 2:15, 3:15, 4:15, 5:15, 5:55. You'd be done at 5:55 with no more breaks, but there's going to be 3 more breaks in there. So you'd be done at 6:10 p.m. if you did it perfectly. That's what time you'd be done. That's doing it perfectly. So let's say you don't do it perfectly. We'll say there's a couple extra breaks in there, 5 minutes each. We'll say 6:25. That's 3 extra breaks. So you'd be done at 6:25 p.m. Start at 9, done at 6. So how many hours is that to be before you're done with poker for the day? That's not including doing the daily leader. The daily leaderboard thing is not. That's not a critical thing to be doing anyway. But I could do that at night if I want to do it. So 6:25 you're done. So what is that? 9, 12 hours would be 9. 11 hours would be 8. 10 hours would be 7. So it's like 9.5 hours of total. That's not too bad, is it? 9.5 hours of total time? Not even 9.5? Why did I think it was worse than that? Alright. I guess I gotta ponder on that now. Let me run through this again to make sure I got the numbers. I'm obsessed with numbers. I don't know. A little bit OCD, I think. A little bit fucked up in some way. I don't know exactly what way, but a little bit compulsive with numbers and a little bit I don't know. Anyway, I like to know what's going on, but at the same time, I don't really care. So it would be 9 to 10, that's 1, and then it would be 10:05 to 11:05, 5, and then it would be 11:10 to 12:10, and then it would be 12:15 to 1:15. All right, that checks out. That's 4 hours there. And then it would be, let's say, 2:15 start to 3:15, and then it would be 3:20 to 4:20, and then it would be 4:25, 5:25. That's 1, 2, that's 3 hours, and then you've got 40 minutes left. So then it would be 5:50 to 6:20, I guess, right? Is that right? 6:20. That is correct, I think. Done at 6:20. 9 to 6:20. That's problem is though 9 is pretty early. That's where the struggle comes in, is staying on the schedule, because I hate going to bed. I hate it. I don't like nighttime when it involves sleeping. So but that would be a good schedule playing. It doesn't look that bad on paper, really, when you think about it. It's just that the scheduling part is the impossibility. It's the most likely part to fail, is being able to, because what do you need for sleep? If you're getting up at, say, 8, 8:15, let's say, you got to be sleeping by, man, you got to be going to bed by like 11:30. I think. No, 8:15. You got to be going to bed by 12 at the latest. That's at the latest. Maybe you could stretch it to 12:30, maybe, but 12 or 12-ish. You gotta be in bed by 12. So that gives you about 5.5 hours spare time in between, plus the 1 hour break you get during the day. I think the only way you can make something like this work is if you can do the schedule. Which will be where the struggle comes in with the schedule. So yeah, it's gonna be tough to do that every day, because some days things come up. What do you do then? What do you do then? I don't know. Gotta think about it. All right. Let's see. Now, let's try and work this out. How could I do this? So, this will be the easiest. This to this will be the easiest. This, though, will be... These two will be a little more interesting. We could just say this is 9 to 6, 20. That'll be the same every day for... Same, 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 and same. Now we run into problems because sometimes on Saturday or Sunday we do things, go places, do things, have dinners. That's why it would be nice to only do 6 days a week, but can't do that because then that's just impossible to cram. It's impossible. There's just no way to cram 53. What was it? 750 divided by 14. There's no way to cram that many hours into 6 days. That would be 9 hours a day. That's out of reach. 9 hours a day, 6. Is it at a reach? I think it is at a reach, right? Maybe if it was 5 days a week, it would be doable, but 6 days a week, I don't think that's possible. I know, no, not even gonna bother doing the numbers on that because it's impossible. It would be, I mean, it's not that much more. It's an hour and a half more per day, I guess. So, but that's impossible. It's impossible. So, yeah, I don't see how this is going to work unless I do absolutely nothing but play cards. Hmm. Or do the 9 hours. 9 hours a day, 6 days a week. That's the other option. 9 times 6 is 54. That's what you need. Let's see what that looks like. 9 to 10. 12, 15 to 115. And then 120 to 150. And then say 245 to 345. 350 to 450. 455 to 555. 6 to 7. And then 705 to 735. That's what you'd be looking at. It's 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. 6 days a week. Starting at 9. Oh man, that is tough. It shouldn't be this hard, but it's hard for me. Gonna have to pick one of these though. I'm conceding the fact that I have to do this many. The baby steps isn't gonna work. I'm conceding that. I'm trying to work out the logistics of how exactly I'm going to do this. So, I don't know. I mean, I got nothing else really to do mostly, so do you want the one day where you don't play? I think that's going to be more reasonable. Gonna have to try and do this one, I think, done by 7:30-ish. Starting an hour earlier would probably be better. Starting at 8, but man, that's really tough. Now you gotta be, whew. You gotta be up by 7:15, you gotta be in bed by 11 now with that. Normal people, you gotta be a normal person to do that. Normal. All right. So the alternative is, what is 375 divided by 2 equals plus 375 equals divided by 14 equals 40 hours a week for a lot less. 40 hours a week. almost 7 hours a day, 6 days a week. That seems more reasonable. But 40 times 900 be 36,000 hands a week. So 360. So 36.25 times 36 equals, or how many hands is that a day? Let me do that again. 40 divided by 6 equals 6.66. So 6 hours and 40 minutes a day. Yep, 6 hours and 40 minutes a day. That is 6.66 times 900. 6,000 hands a day. 36,000 hands a week. So that's 0.25 times 60. $15 a day times 6 times 4 plus 600. That's only $960 per month, which is on average. We're talking averages here. So how much longer will I be getting to live based on these? These are more doable numbers, but it's a lot less money. Or not a lot less, but it's less. So 960 stars money to Canadian dollars is 1307. So quite a bit, $600 a month less. That's quite significant. Quite significant. And that would be, can't do that. Gonna have to do the other one. Gonna have to do the, oh man, there's no way around it. There's no way around it. Doing 1.5 a week is just not gonna cut it. So, man. I'm eavesdropping on a conversation, so they're arguing about something out there. Oh, it's over now. So, back to this. Can't really decide. Can't decide. I'm gonna have to do the big one. I just don't know exactly how I'm gonna pull it off. 7 days a week for life until it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just when you're a chaotic person who can't keep the schedule really. It makes it much harder to do because I'll tell you what happens is it goes like this. First day you're up 8:15, you get your tea ready, everything's good. Maybe you finish that day on the allotted time, the schedule. 6:20 rolls, whatever, 6:30 rolls around, you're done. Lovely. So now you look around, you go to Sobeys, you do whatever you're doing, have dinner, whatever. And then next thing you know, before time goes so fast to me, Like, I think I experience time differently than most people. Next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock. It's like, oh, okay. And maybe you do something, maybe you watch some poker streams, maybe you YouTube a bit. Next thing you know, it's 11:30. It's like, oh, I gotta go to bed now. And then it's like, we'll stretch it till 12. And in the blink of an eye, it's quarter after 12, and you still don't want to go. And then next thing you know, it's like, we'll stretch. Well, I'll just go on 7 hours sleep this time, 6.5, 7. Next thing you know, it's 2. You still don't want to go to bed. Next thing you know, it's 4. Now the whole thing's out of whack. Now you're ready to go to sleep. 4 or 5, maybe not even by then. Maybe it's 6 a.m. You're ready to go to sleep. Now you're not getting up until like 2 in the afternoon that day. Now it's all screwed up. Now it's screwed up after one day. So that's the problem is the actual keeping up the schedule is the issue. Because I hate going to sleep. I hate nighttime. I hate it. Right now is my least favorite time of day. As we speak. I hate it. I don't know why. I just don't like it. So I just don't like bed. I don't like sleeping. I don't like bed stuff. I don't like it. Pick 8 hours is that's the problem. I can't. I can't do that for some reason. Like I can do it one day, maybe 2, maybe 3, but I fall off somewhere. I'm gonna end up staying up for like 20 hours straight at some point during the process. I already did that. I did that the other day. I was up. The other day I was up until I don't know what time. I think 7 or 8 a.m. Got up at 12, and then didn't go to sleep again until 1 a.m. the next day. So that's the issue we run into. It's chaotic. The only other way to do it is to not have a schedule. You have to plan every day from when you wake up. That's the only other way I can think of doing it. And I really hate the thought of doing that because it doesn't seem very professional. But that's the only other way I can think of doing it is it doesn't matter. The time doesn't matter. It sets. There's no set time. You might start playing at as long as you're playing within 45 minutes of waking up, I think. So if you get up at 9 p.m., you got to be playing by quarter to 10. And then you play in the wee hours of the night until whenever. And then if you're screwed up and you stay up forever and you get up, I don't know, 4 p.m. the next time, well, then you start playing at by 4:45. Do the poker first, get that done, and then so you could do it daily. But man, that just seems not like a good system. Not like a good system. But it might be the only one I've got, honestly. There is no time of day. Business hours are subject to change. And this is specifically for online. Live is different. It's different live because you have to be there at certain hours and they force you to be more scheduled and everything. And it doesn't take as much focus. It's just easier. Online, you're the master of your domain in every possible sense of the word. Yeah, you have to be disciplined in every facet. The actual playing, when you take your breaks, when you the whole thing. So force yourself. I've tried. I don't know. I got some kind of anxiety about sleeping. I don't like it. Until I have to do it. That's what I do. I stay up until I can't hold my eyes open. Then I'll sleep because now your brain is fried and you can't even really think. The anxiety's not there because you're at the point where you can't really function. So that's why I end up staying up as long as I do because I just don't like I just don't like going to bed. So even though I know I've got stuff to do the next day, could be an appointment, it could be done that my entire life, just about. I'll have, say, whatever, dentist appointment, let's say, at whatever time, 1:30. I'll book that on whatever, Saturday, or not Saturday, I'll book that on Monday, knowing I have to be there on Wednesday at 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'll be, on Tuesday I'll be going to bed at midday. I'll be going to bed at 11 a.m. or something, knowing the next day I've got this dentist appointment at 1:30. I'll go to bed at 11, get up at whatever time, 7. And then I've been up all night, and it rolls around, it's like 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock the next morning. It's totally fried. But you got the dentist appointment at 1:30, so now you have to stay up. So I run on most appointments and things that I go to. I run on most things I've shown up to in real life. I would say 3/4 of the time nobody would ever know it, but I'm running on probably 20 hours no sleep minimum on most midday appointments, I think. Sometimes more, sometimes it's like 30 hours no sleep. So I've never been able to be that guy who gets up at, even when I had jobs, when I worked at the gas station, I would go, and that was when I was really young. I was only I was only 16 when I worked there, but I would have to I'd have to open sometimes. So I'd have to be there. It would open at 7 a.m. The gas station opened. So I'd have to be there a little earlier to dip the gas, and back then everything was done by, you had to like there was no meters or anything. So you had to dip the gas with this long pole and measure it and write it down in this logbook and everything, and get everything ready for the day. So that would be at 7 a.m. Have to be there at 6:45 probably. And I would just be up till whatever, 4:30 a.m. knowing I got to go in there at 6:45. So I'd like maybe fall asleep at 4:30. Set the alarm. Alarm goes off. Get up. Go there for however many hours it was, 6 to 8. Running on an hour and a half sleep maybe. And I've done that my whole life with just about everything. Pool tournaments that start early. I used to do that. Pool tournament would start usually at 10 a.m. or so. And that would usually start on like a Saturday or Friday, sometimes Friday morning at 10 a.m. I can guarantee you the night before I'm going to be up until at least 6, at least 4 hours before it starts. I don't know why. Just always been that way. Almost the whole time. Oh. Except with casino live poker. I've never really done that. I know the casino opens at 12. I'm usually there for around 12, usually earlier, to get a seat. Unless it's open 24 hours a day, then I kind of fluctuate. But I don't know what it is. I don't know. Just laying there. I don't know what it is. Just don't like it. Nighttime is not a fun time. I've always hated it. I don't know. I can remember. Man, I remember being small. I don't know exactly what age, but an age where you have a bedtime. You have to go to bed. Your mother makes you. Say 7 years old or something, 6 years old. I can remember just looking at the clock, thinking, "Oh Jesus, I gotta go to bed soon." I don't know if I had that exact thought, like "Oh Jesus," but maybe it was "Oh my gosh, I gotta go to bed soon." It'd be like 6:30, and maybe I have to go to bed at 8 or something. It's like, damn, I only get to watch 3 more shows, and I have to go to sleep. So, and that would roll around. That would always be a fight sometimes. I wouldn't want to go. I'd get yelled at and have to go. And then you just go to bed and lay there and look at the ceiling, look around. Yeah. Hated it. Be that way forever. I don't know, it's like you're gonna miss something too. That kind of feeling like you're gonna miss something. I know you have to sleep and everything, but it's almost like you're gonna miss something or you're missing out on something. I don't know. Yeah, it's not very disciplined. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Then I think about the fact that I can't really keep a schedule. That just kind of blows the whole thing out of the water anyway. Just done it for too long, and then you used to look at lobster fishing. You have to go at man. I can remember at the start of the season when I was fishing. Oh my God, when I was say 20 years old or so, where the season just starts, you go at. I mean, the first day you set the traps, you get home at 6:30 in the night, and then you're leaving at 1 a.m. to go again, and then you do that. You get home again at say 8, 9 o'clock at night, and you're leaving at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. the next day. I can remember staying up until get home at 8. Everybody else go to bed pretty quickly after that, and I would be up until like almost until I could hear the alarm going off. So you Dad's alarm would go off at say 1:30 if we were leaving at 2:30, and his alarm would be going up, and I would still be up. uh, Cat nap in the car on the way to the wharf, cat nap in the boat on the way to the traps. There's a lot of miserable days on the ocean with no sleep. Yep. So, that aside, uh, yeah, that aside, the 40 hours is, I gotta figure out a way to do this somehow. So, it's either 7 days a week, every single day, or it's 6 days a week with a lot more hours in a day. It's one of the two. That's your options. Like it or lump it. Love it or hate it. That's just the way it is. It's the way it's gonna have to happen. Schedule or no schedule. It had to be on some sort of schedule, though. Starting Sunday somehow. So Saturday night has to be the. Oh. So that has to be the way it goes. Either play 9 hours a day, 6 days a week, or 7 hours and 40 minutes a day, 7 days a week. Pick your torture. Which torture would you like? Would you like one day where you don't play a week, or would you like 7 days a week with? Would you like to suffer an extra hour and 20 minutes every day, 6 days a week, or suffer every single day, 7 hours and 40 minutes? That's the options we've got. So you give up. What are you giving up on? I'm just throwing it. I'm just throwing out what has to happen. I know what has to be done. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. But that's a pretty big difference. 960 to it's a pretty big difference. 1,300 versus 1,900. So can't afford that. That's too. And it's all based on one big blind as well. So that's. I just have to accept that. And that's also not counting any leaderboards either, because we can't count those. So no leaderboards. Yeah, well, I mean, I've been this way. That's why poker was such a nice fit, because I could be at the casino, or when I lived by myself, when I didn't have roommates, let's say, or I wasn't really doing anything with anybody much. I could just go. It didn't matter what I was doing. I could be at the casino for whatever. I could show up at 6 p.m. and stay until 6 a.m. if I wanted to. It was no big deal. And then the next day, it didn't matter. It was open 24 hours back then. Never closed. Games were running. Actually, it did close. It closed from 6 a.m. until 10 a.m. for a while. It closed. It closed 3 or 4 hours a day, or it might have been 6 to 11, or it might have been 6 to 12. Anyway, it was closed from 6 a.m. till, let's say, 12 p.m. Started again at 12. So it didn't matter. You could show up at, you could show up at 11 o'clock at night. And there's a game running. You could stay until 6 and go home, fuck around, do whatever you're doing, play online maybe. And then the next day, it didn't matter if you showed up at 1 p.m. or 9 p.m. or 5 p.m. It just didn't matter. So it was perfect, really. Yeah. And I didn't keep track of things the way I do now. There was no graphs. There was no rate back. There was no tracking hours. It was just, all you had to know was your bankroll going up? Was the money in your pocket getting bigger over time? And that's all you really worried about. You didn't worry about playing X hours, or you just played. It was kind of beautiful those days. So anyway, it has to happen. It's gonna be tough. There's gonna be a lot of whining involved probably. The scheduling, man. Uh, force it, force it. Yeah, force it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try the 6 days a week thing. That's gonna be really hard to do, but try it on six. So I gotta be getting a chest every 3 days. It's nine hours a day, 6 days a week. That's what I'm gonna have to play. And that'll get me my $900 a month in rake back, which works out to be whatever it is, and then whatever you win playing with one big blind on average works out to be 1,900 Canadian. That's like I say, it's still peanuts. It's the hourly's terrible. I don't care about hourly anyway. I don't care. Would you rather make $13 an hour and do sort of what you want, or would you rather make $15 an hour and do something you don't really want to do? The hourly's not my options are limited in terms of hourly. It's not like my options are, well, you can play poker for $13 an hour right now, or you could get a job for 30. It's not like that. My option is do the poker for 13 or go work at a circle jerk for 15. And the $2 an hour extra is not worth the it's not worth the circle jerk. So, yeah. So that's why I don't really care about the hourly. Even if the hourly was even smaller, I still wouldn't care. Even if it was half of what circle jerk pays, it's still not worth it to me. Not right now. So, anyway, that's what I'm gonna have to try. This starts Sunday. Sunday, that's when the challenge will reset. What is Sunday? Sunday work out to be oh, Sunday's the 30th. Okay. So it'll be a whole new month ahead on Sunday. So, but in the meantime, I have to get this chest plus another one by Sunday. Actually by Saturday. Well, by Sunday, yeah. We're almost done this one, and then I gotta get another one. So I'm gonna have to play quite a bit tonight as well. I also gotta go to Sobeys, and then I really gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this schedule-wise, because it's gonna take a schedule to get it done. There's no other way. It has to happen. Maybe 7 days a week is better for me though. 9 hours days, that's a long time to play. 7 hours and 40 minutes sounds easier. but it's every day. I don't know, maybe I can fluctuate. Maybe I can try 1 week doing one and the next week do the other. Maybe that's what I'll do. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna do a few more hands and then go to Sobeys as planned. Why is this all fucked up? Why is that over there? I don't know why that's all screwed up, but anyway. All right. Let me close this. There. And yeah, 35, 320. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna run down there now. So I'll end this. This was only 1 hour.